things seem to be up and running now. Okay, cool. Cool. Tickle my Lord have mercy. You all have some very creative names sometimes, TikTok. Pop out the chart. Chart. Alright, so very quick rule to take today. So I see in Jada in here. I see in Khalifa. And I see in yeah.
Sarah is not answering. Christine is sick.
Uh-oh.
And Haley is obviously not coming.
Yeah.
And Kadisha said she was coming, but then.
Haley, 2022.
Kadisha asked, we have class 368. I said yes.
Garage yet?
I don't know if to wait. I don't know. It's maybe 7 o'clock.
Oh, you're here with Tony and Mariel?
Hey, well, they're done. So they're just waiting to go home.
Okay.
Kind of like, Salome asked, because Salome asked them, because it's just her. She don't mind having one on, but she had asked you tomorrow, and she wants to know if we could finish early. And I said, well, you know, we're going to start now and do a half an hour.
Yeah.
And it also makes sense to just keep it here, if you have room.
Yeah.
For tomorrow. So I said, well,
yeah.
go ahead.
Might just have to scrap today.
Class and say, hi, it looks like you're not coming. That's okay. You were not last week.
Yeah.
But
okay.
Next. I don't from next term, it can't be true. It can't be that I put enough days and we put enough class for the people that
yeah. No.
will not happen.
Yeah. So we'll yeah, so we'll have a sit down and discuss, and we'll have to formalize and write it.
In the beginning of the month.
Yeah.
This is fees for the month. If we miss, we have to make a class or we deduct with fee. If you miss, that's not my fault.
Yeah.
Unless it's like a serious, like
you're sick or is that just in the family? I'm sorry. Or it was like some extraneous traffic.
But it can't be that like just nothing.
Yeah, that's nothing, sorry. Or if that's the case, here what to do? We'd have one price if you pay every month, and we have the next price per session. That is all.
Yeah,
so
and the per session price obviously is like if the month price is $400, the per session price can be like $120 or something, yep. So that it seems like
yep, $125.
Because if it's $100 session, you pay per month and you do $100, then it's like, well, I could just do that.
Exactly.
How do you know? So that you feel like, wait, I pay too much.
Like the gym. Yeah. Yeah, you do that and for July August as well. You have July August? Alright. Physics and geography too, or just maths?
Physics and geography too.
Alright, cool.
But yeah, because if every week now I'm trying to get class, we have one class. Every week is everybody's sick, then you can't cancel.
Yeah.
That don't make any sense?
Yeah. Right.
Especially if we put this, keep it in class.
Yeah.
And put something else. There you go.
Alright, so I'll give you guys about a minute and a half again to get wherever you get, and I'm just going to start, right? Whenever you all, how far you all got there? 15. That's pretty good, because you all started about 6:30, right? So that's 15 questions in 18 minutes. That's good. Alright. Suna de Sama. Alright, so TikTok and YouTube are just waiting on some other students to reach. We're in 2022 today. I'll scroll down so you all can see. So what was visible here? 1, 2, 6, and 7. Let's see if you can see 3. So yeah, the quality of the print on this paper is not that great, so I do apologize. It's a little fuzzy. Right. Hey Jody. Hey Jordan. Thanks for sharing. Appreciate it. Alright. Yeah, I had a little technical difficulties too, so this is hold on. Yeah, Jordan. Right, so this is the hold on. Okay, so the wrong camera. So this capture card sends the signal that you see on your screen, the image, right, from one laptop to the other laptop, right? And during my previous class, the image froze, so I just thought, okay, maybe there's some glitch or something, so I had to restart this, so I did the restart. And then I tried to start class on time, and the image wasn't pulling. And when I checked this particular item, it was hot, like so hot to the touch, it was uncomfortable to hold for very long. So I swapped it over to the next one, and it is getting hot. So I don't know that that's usually a thing. I've never checked the temperature of the item. Right, it's been in there for about 5 to 7 minutes. It's not like super hot or whatever, but I just have to continue to monitor. This has gotten cooler now, so I'm hoping the heat didn't damage it. And they're relatively cheap there, but I should order some spares. That's why it's always good to order more than one of the thing in case something goes wrong with it. You have a spare. Alright, so when I've given some people a little head start to try some of the questioning people. But yeah, like I said, the print quality wasn't too great on this one. I never got a follow-up tip, unfortunately. So yeah, so I'll just kind of hold it around here. Alright, so I'll give you a few minutes again, and I was going to start and run through the paper, right? It takes just about an hour and a half to do it, because I kind of talk through the explain. If I was just doing the paper, like flipping through, yeah, just take about 20 minutes. You know? And I realized yeah, okay. Yeah, no, you should take your time. You should take your time. Like, for example, like when we're doing it around this time of year, we have like 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 sessions. By the time you get to like the 4th session, you saw like all the questions already. You're like, okay, up A, up B, you know. So if it was like all unseen questions, then 20 minutes would be not likely. More likely to be half an hour, 45. You know? But it depends on the questions. Alright, sorry. Hey Mikai, how you doing? 3 and 4? Yeah, 3 is B. 4, yeah, plus 5, plus 7, plus 9, plus 11, plus 2. Yeah, that's 46, that's correct. Which paper is this? This is the May 2022. Yeah, there's some heat coming off of this one here, boy. Yeah, I don't normally check it to be honest, but I'm feeling the heat coming off through the vents. But I don't normally feel that, eh? It's a little hotter today than usual. I wonder what the story is. There you go, pen comment. Yeah, jam, no problem. Alright, you're only 5 minutes again, or what number you on now? Huh? Okay, finish over 20 and I'll start. I'll do 1 to 20, right? Huh? Okay. Boss lady, is it?
Exactly.
Which one is that for? Which one is it for?
19. Time of goals.
minus 72 degrees. 63 for the GPU, 60 for the system. 75. Why 75? Is the fan even on? So if we max out the fan, then that would draw more power. So would it even make sense? Give it a couple of minutes and see what happens, right? Did it just go on? Yeah, okay. What number, Vincent? What number? Oh, Vincent, I just checking the temperature in the computer, the streaming laptop now. I found the air coming out of the vent and it said it was hotter than usual. So I checked the there's a temperature, there's an app, Predator Sense that comes with the computer now. Yeah, so it's going down 71, yeah, that was on 76 or 77. The GPU also going down from the 60 to 57, the system on 66. But that seems to be about where it's stopping. Because to make a max out the fans, you're also drawing more power. Because you make more heat. So that's the laptop fan. I never put it on max before. I just found that so it's getting real hot now. So I'll let it run on the high fan for a couple more minutes, and then I'll go back to the normal fan, and then I'll start some corrections. I should really see if they have a better cut of this paper now. Okay. And then just kind of go, just run back up a little bit. The GPU definitely going up. Oh, what did I do? Put that back there. Okay. Yeah, alright. So 2 minutes again, guys. Just 2 minutes, and I'm going to start on two questions. So that went back up to 76 now. See what I was telling you? I took off. Not took off. I put it back on normal and it's back to 72. Oh, back to 66 now. Okay, that's good. Alright, okay. Alright. Okay guys. Well, we saw number 1 yesterday. I think I closed off the booklet with that, so right? So that's minus 3 squared plus minus 2 squared. So when you square something, what are you actually doing? Multiplying it. And a minus by minus is a plus. Minus 3 squared therefore is positive 9. Minus what is the value of the digit in the number 48.621? Right. So, oops, sorry, hold on. Right. So 48.621. So as we know, this is the ones column. This is the tens column. And when we go back behind decimal place, we have the tenths, hundredths, and thousandths column. So the 2 is 200ths. Alright? Two part B. Nah, sorry, 2 is A, actually, 200ths. It's 6/10. The 6 is the 6/10. Alright? What number when added to 1 and 1/3 gives 2? That's 2/3. Right? So like I was saying, if you have 1, right, in order to get to 2, right, we need 1 here. But currently we have 1/3, not so? So the question is, what do I have to add to 1/3 to get to 1? And we said how many thirds in a whole? 3. Right? So 1 is equal to 3/3. 1/3 plus 1/3 plus 1/3. So if I have 1/3 already, I need 2 more thirds. Right? Number 4 now, the next term in the sequence. Okay, so this is an interesting question. Well, I mean, they're all interesting in their own right. Now, to go from 1 to 6, you have to add 5. To go from 6 to 13, you have to add 7. To go from 13 to 22, you have to add 9. 22 to 33, you have to add 11. So 5, 7, 9, 11 are what kind of numbers? They are odd numbers, right? So we keep adding the next odd number, right? So 5, then 7, then 9. And to get to the next odd number, you just have to add 2. Think about it. To go from 5 to 7, you have to add 2. To go from 7 to 9, you add 2. 9 to 11, you add 2. So if we add 2 to 11, we will get 13. And 33 plus 13 is 46. Okay. Alright, lovely. Alright, so counting in odd numbers. Very good. That's correct. Misunderstood. Very good. Z done. 4 is C. How about that? Answer is B4. Alright, 2/3. Kelly. Very good. Even Z done, yeah. Go over number 3. Okay, no problem. Number 1, sir. Right. Okay. So what number when added to 1 and 1/3 gives 2? Right? So if you have 1 and 1/3 and we have to add something to get to 2. Another way to solve it is to say, okay, look, to find the answer, I therefore have to take away 1 and 1/3 from 2. Right? Now, because you're not allowed to use the calculators, right, what I would suggest is convert to an improper fraction. So 3 by the 1 is 3 plus the numerator is then 4. So what we would need is to subtract, and we need a common denominator, right? So the common multiple is 1 by 3 is 3, so then we multiply each numerator by the opposite denominator. 2 by 3 is 6, 4 by 1 is 4, and 6 minus 4 is 2/3. Right? So that's the next way to understand and reread. Okay, ladies, you're okay with numbers 1 to 4? Alright, Jalen, are you okay with that first column there? Number 1 to 4? Let's give them a quick green chat now. Alright, cool. Whoa! Oh, there's a number 5? Oh, look at that. Wow. If 30% of a number is 45, what is 4/5 of the number? Alright. So 30% of a number, right? Of a number. Now 30% is 30 over 100, agreed? Okay, cool. Now, if you knock off the zeros here, that's 3/10, yeah? Hold on, yeah. Just now, hold on. Yep. You know what? I'm gonna continue. Right, 3/10, right? And then 4/5. Can we express 4/5 in terms of tenths? Like if you multiply this by 2, what we get? You get 10, right? And whatever you multiply your denominator by, you multiply your numerator, same thing. So we got 8/10, right? So 3/10 is 45. Now check this, right? If 3/10 is 45, if we take 45 and divide by 3, we get 15, which means 1/10 is equal to 15. And if we need 8/10, sorry, that's 8/18. 8/10, what we could do is you could take 15 and multiply by 8. Right? So that's a 0, is B. Right? Or is there another way? Lily, for which one? Number 4 or 5? Yo. Have a shorter way. Alright. Okay. Alright. I'm going to get a different color. Okay, what is your shorter way? Tell us. So 30 over 100 multiplied by n is equal to 45. Right. Okay, so if you multiply by 100 on both sides, you get 4500, right? And then you want to divide by 30. Okay, so that was 150. And then you want 4/5 of that, right?
Yeah.
Right, so 5 goes into 150, 30 times 4 by 120. Yeah, that's perfectly fine too. Alright, hey Juju, how you doing? Evening. Hey Gio, evening, right. Okay, so we okay with that one now? Alright, cool. Alright, number 6. Sorry, a certain amount of money is shared, in the ratio 2 to 3 to 9. If the difference between the first and second shares is $40, then the amount of money shared. Okay, so check it. What do we do when we have numbers with ratios? We add them, right? So 2 plus 3 plus 9. 2 and 3 is 5, 5 and 9 is 14, right? Now, that means it's a 2/14, 3/14, and 9/14 split, right? But then they told us the difference between the first and second shares is 40. Now look, if it's 3/14 and 2/14, the difference there is what? What is 1/14? So 1/14 is equal to 40. Right? So if 1/14 is 40, the total amount therefore would be 40 multiplied by 14. It's 560. Alright, cool. You're looking at number 6? Alright. So P, I have 3 sets, P, Q, and S. What do they want? If they want to know what is P intersect Q intersect, so they want to know what elements exist in P, Q, and S. What is in P and Q and S? Are there any elements in all 3?
Yeah.
Which one? Just number 2, right?
Yeah.
Just number 2. That's correct. Very good, Gio. And some Miss Lulu, Zaydan. Alright, lovely. Alright, we saw this yesterday, right? The shaded region represents P complement. So again, it's not printed very well. 7 is 8. That's very good. Perplexus. Not sure to say it. I want to say perplexus, but that's not it, right? Okay, cool. Alright, Jaden, this I don't know if you're okay with 6 to 8 now. Well, 5, 6, 7, anyway. Give me a quick G now, please and thanks. Alright, cool. Alright, guys. Next page. So some more sets questions, right? The elements of the sets. Okay, so this is. So we have 6 less than equal to x less than 10. Where x is an so if x is greater than or equal to 6, then we have to include 6. If x is just less than 10. If it's just less than 10, it's not included, and the 10 is not included. Right? So to include 6, so we have to exclude 10 and include 6. So that's option B. Okay. If x is less than or equal to 5, then the possible value, and let's assume it's only positive integers, positive whole numbers, right? And the possible values actually is 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And if you were considering negative numbers, you just say, well, 0, minus 1, etc., right? If you had just x is less than 5, it means you can't take 5 as 5 cannot be a solution set. Right? If you're going to be less than 5, then your 5 can't be parted down, so it will just be 4, 3, 2, 1. Alright? So when we say x is less than 10, right? So what they did here is they give you the top and the bottom. 6 is the lowest one and 10 is the highest one, right? But again, it's x is less than 10, so we can't take 10. So the smaller, the biggest number before 10 is 9. So you can go up to 9, but you can't go to 10, right? But if it's greater than or equal to 6, you could take 6. Because it says greater than or equal to. Alright, cool. Yeah, next week Friday, maths paper 1, 6 session. Melissa, Dean, how are you doing? Hey Nyla, or Neela, not sure how to pronounce your name. Right, item 10 refers to the following information. So M has elements P, Q, and R, and N just has P and Q. Which of the following statements is true? M intersect N is N here. M union N is N. Okay, so C and D are out. I wanted to put A, but I think that would have been like this. So I think it's B. I had to check that. Alright, cool. Right, if it was like N is contained in N, that might be correct. Okay, cool. Yeah. 11 refers to the following information which describes 3 sets. P is prime numbers, Q is odd numbers, R is even numbers. 10 is B. Thank you, Neil. Is it Neela or Nyla? I like to pronounce people's names properly, right? Okay. So which of the following sets is empty? So an empty set is a set with no elements, which has nothing in it, right? So P intersect R. So P is prime, R is even. Well, there's one even number that is prime, as 2. So that's P union. So if you're uniting 2 sets, then unless they're both empty, then it's not empty, right? P intersect Q, prime and odd. Well, with the exception of 2, all prime numbers are odd. So by process of elimination, we're down to D. Q intersect R. Right, for sure. So Q intersect R means what number is both odd and even? And that is none. Item 12 refers to the following Venn diagram which shows the universal set U, 2 sets T and C that represent the students in a class who play tennis and chess. 1 second, my wife is asking me a quick question here. Okay, now what we're seeing here is that set C is totally contained within set T. So that means everybody who plays cricket also plays tennis, right?
I told you.
But it means that some people who play tennis do not also play cricket. And then you see in Dave or just now, 1 second. Okay. Alright. Later. Yeah. Well, we'll see if we can organize a lunch or something, huh? After exams. Yeah? Alright.
Thank you so much for
No
returning.
problem. Happy to help. Yeah. Well, yeah, we'll see you Saturday, right?
Yep.
Sorry, give me a second, guys. Melissa, sorry, yeah, Melissa. It's like I just have to answer why. Right. And then some students are the other class do that. Right, so alright, Tony. Good luck tomorrow.
Thank you.
Alright.
Yeah.
Alright, I'm gonna try to organize that lunch or something.
Yes.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Alright, cool, sounds good.
Thank you.
Okay, later. Okay, right, sorry. I don't understand. You know asking about something that's gone for the past 3 years or 4 years? But I don't know this. Okay. How many students play exactly one game? Okay, so that's Alex, Ali, Kayla, and Tom. So that's 4 people, sorry. Took too long to answer that question. Alright, so all clear? Alright, so when next year here?
From 17 next week. Monday for Sugalia.
Right.
She said she prefers the later class, so she's doing 6 to 8.
Okay, cool.
And then, well, now Sunday, Sarah said Wednesday. But that was the whole reason why
Serious or not?
Wednesdays work for her. But the whole reason why switch is because she had one Wednesday and one message. She has to switch.
Right.
Now she's saying Wednesdays work for her. So I'm going to message her tomorrow.
I'm kind of worried about it.
Because that was the whole reason why
Yeah.
Wednesdays. Well, Tommy said she can't make that.
Well, you could ship a couple up to my class if anything because I don't have space to finish it and get them or if you look like it or whatever. Okay. Yeah. Right. Yeah, well, when I say my class is still smaller, I have like 2 people right now. Yeah. And then Michigan we get so. Okay. Yeah, I know. Yeah. So we could organize. Alright, cool. Alright, later. Hi guys, sorry, just the other teacher leaving, just updating on some of this stuff. Okay. A dress which costs 180 is being sold at a discount of 10%. The amount of the discount is right. So we did this one yesterday. So you just find 10% of 180, right? Knock off a 0, knock off a 0, and we have $18. Right, the cost of a refrigerator is $18.50. If a sales tax of 5% is paid on the cost price of the refrigerator, a buyer who purchases the refrigerator will pay. Okay, so check this. We don't have to do any calculations. I'll tell you why. If you're paying tax on something, will you end up paying more or less? More. What's the cost of the refrigerator? Out of all those options there, are any of them greater than or less than? 3 of them are less than, not so? So the only possible answer here is B. Right. Andre is the other teacher an English teacher? Not right now. I'm looking for one. I technically have 2, but the classes just didn't come together for them, so they don't work here anymore. But if I have enough people, I could probably convince them to. Okay, alright, ladies, are you all okay with this page? Ladies, you all okay with this page? Hey, you want to go over? Alright, Jaden, you know this scene? If you're good with that, take a quick Genie chat, please and thanks. An English marathon. I'll ask, but I don't think I could get answer, sorry. Alright, a salesman sells a car for 11,000. If he is paid a commission of 4.5% for the first 10,000 and then 7.5 for next. TTCR, do I teach IT? I don't, but a very good friend of mine who's been working with me for the past 6-7 years does. And I've known him for 20 years. 2004 to now is 21 years, yeah. Known him for a good while. He's pretty good. So TTCR, if anything, just DM me up and I can give you his contact details. Alright, but yeah, I have a very good friend who does IT. Right. Right. So, okay, so the 11,000, so we have to split the 11,000 into two amounts. But it's 4.5% on the first 10,000. Sorry, hold on. Right. So 4.5% on the first 10,000, and then 7.5% on the remainder, right? Now, what is the remainder from 11,000 if you take out 10,000? The remainder is 1,000. Very good. And then multiply by 7.5%, right? Okay. So knock off a couple of zeros, knock off, and then 100 by 4.5 will be 450. Knock off, and then 10 by 7.5 will give us 75. You'll have 525.
Wow.
As long as I'm alive. Oh, okay. Alright. What? Okay, the value, okay, we saw this one yesterday. The value of a plot of land is $18,000. Land tax is charged at the rate of 70 cents per $100 of value. What is the total amount of tax paid for the land? So we're charging 70 cents on every $100, right? Now the value of the land is $18,000. So if we take 18,000 and divide by 100, we're going to get 180. And then we can multiply that by 0.7, which is 18 by 7, which is 126. Right? Okay. Right. A man's basic wage for a 40-hour work week is 160. Okay, that's $4 an hour. Right? He is paid overtime at the rate of 1.25 times the hourly rate. If he works 6.5 hours overtime in a certain week, his wage for that week is okay. But first things first, you're going to take the 160 for the whole week and divide by 40 hours. And that's going to give us $4 per hour. Right? The overtime rate is 1.25 times, right? So you're going to take your $4 and multiply by 1.25. Now 1.25 is the same as 5 over 4, right? So when you multiply 4 by 5 over 4, you're going to get $5 per hour. So his overtime rate is $5 per hour. If he works 6.5 hours overtime, right? So 6.5 multiplied by 5. 6 by 5 is 30. 0.5 is a half. A half is 250. So he makes 32.50 in addition to the regular 160. Because to work overtime, you have to work your full 40 hours and then work some more. And the number of hours rather that you work over the 40 is the overtime. So that's 192.50. Nicola, no, sorry, I don't teach ACC. I never did ACC, as a matter of fact. Interestingly enough, I did check it out a few years ago, about 10 years ago. And they said I would have gotten an exemption from a couple of courses because of my degree. But I never pursued it. I keep hearing things about it. I have some friends who did it. Alright. Okay, at the end of any year, we saw this yesterday, right? A car is worth 5% less than it was worth at the beginning of the year. If a car was worth $9,500 in December, what was its value in January of the same year? Okay, so yesterday we said, look, obviously the answer will be more. It will be worth more. So item A is out, right? Because if it loses value, right? I mean, it's depreciating, it's losing value, right? Sorry, reread number 17. Right. Alright, just now reread them. Number organized 18 now, and we'll touch back on 17, alright? Alright, at the end of any year, car is worth 5%. Okay, right, so basically what is it? So if it's worth 5% less, right? If you lose 5% from your original amount, or your opening balance, or your whole, if you lose 5% from something, what percent are you left with? 95%, right? So if you lose 5%, you're left with 95%. So 95% of the value at start is equal to the value at end, which is the 9500, right? So therefore, if you divide, right, you can divide by 95%. When we're dividing with fractions, the protocol, we change divide to multiply, and you invert the divisor, right? 95 will go into 9500 100 times, and 100 by 100 is 10,000. Alright? Okay. We did that one yesterday, so let me just backtrack, right? I had a request from someone to kind of rework number 17. So a man's basic wage for a 40-hour work week is $160. He's paid overtime at a rate of 1 1/4 times the regular hourly rate. So if you take $160 and divide by 40 hours, you're going to get $4 per hour. Right? That's the regular rate or the basic rate. So if you take 1 1/4 and multiply by 4 to get the overtime rate, you're going to get $5 per hour. Right? That's the overtime rate. He works 6.5 hours overtime. 6.5 by 5. 6 by 5 is 30. A half of 5 is 250. So it's 32.50 overtime, and it's regular. The regular pay for the week is 160. And when you add 160 and 32.50, you get 192.50. All right. 18C. Right. Good job. Yes, Juju. Very good. Okay. Alright. A loan of $8,000 was repaid in 24 monthly installments of $400. The rate of interest on the loan. So, first things first, if we repaid $400 24 times, that's going to give us $9,600, right? Now, $9,600 is more than $8,000. Is actually $1,600 more. So, and that clearly is the interest. So if you take your $1,600, divide by the 8,000 and multiply by 100, so you can knock off a couple of zeros here and there as well. 8 into 16 goes 2 times 2 by 10 is 20. Alright. At a sale, each book was marked $3 off. Oh, sorry, Draco. Yeah, sorry. No, it's just I gave my students in class a head start now, so I'm just trying to catch up with them. But alright, I'll give you a little chance. I'll try at least. Alright. But yeah, I want to make sure I finish the paper by 8:30 because that's when class ends. I wanted to finish at 8:15, but alright. So this is number 2 and 20. I'll take a small little 2-minute rest period, right? At a sale, each book was marked $3 off the original price. Daniel paid $46 for 2 books that had the same sale price. What was the original cost of one of his books? Okay, so if you take $46, which is the total amount paid for 2 books in the device, so 2 into 4 goes 2 times, and 2 into 6 goes 3 times. So that's the sale price for each book. And it said each book was marked $3 off. So if you add back your $3, you're going to get 26. Alright. Okay. Ladies, you're okay up to number 20. Any questions? Anything? I know I have 2 more on the page. I'll do them shortly. But how are you feeling with that stuff so far? Any questions? Anything to move up? No? Alright. Okay. Okay, I'll have to write on this one because it's very. Alright, so this is actually 3x squared by 2x cubed. 3 by 2 is 6. And when you are multiplying and you have the same base, what do we do with the powers? We have to add them. So 6 by x to the power 5. And that's actually option A, but again, it's very obscure and it's very pixelated, so you can't hardly see that. Sorry about that. Alright. But yeah, yes, you did very good. Right? Of course, if anybody has a better copy and they're willing to share, let me know now. You can always email me. Alright. Yeah, we did this one yesterday. Alright, so check this, right? So 5 multiplied by 2x minus 1 is equal to 35, right? So first things first, let's divide by 5 on both sides to get rid of the 5 on the left hand side, right? So when we divide by 5 here, it will cancel, leaving us with just the 2x plus minus 1, sorry. And 35 divided by 5 is 7. The next thing is we will add 1 on both sides, so it will cancel the minus 1 on the left hand side, leaving us with 2x and 7 plus 1 is 8. And of course, if 2 multiplied by x is 8, we can divide by 2. 2x divided by 2 will give us just x, and 8 divided by 2 is 4. Alright. Okay. Alright. Jaden, are you okay with this page? 15 to 22. Alright, cool. Thank you. Ladies, you okay with Yeah, yesterday, yeah. Alright, well, you're tired too, huh? With exams. When a certain number is subtracted from 7, the result is multiplied by 3, the answer is 33. What is the original number? Well, check this, right? If you multiply something by 3 and get 33, what number? That's 11. Right? And a certain number is subtracted from 7. No, we sub. When twice a certain number is subtracted from 7, it had to be a negative value. I believe so, yeah. Alright. So when twice a certain number is subtracted from 7, and then the result is multiplied by 3, is 33. Yeah. Alright. Is the paper done online? Yeah, that's how we're doing it, Jay. I'm not sure if it meant something else. Yeah. You can divide by 3 to cancel the times 3 here. And you get 7 minus 2x. And that's equal to 11. And then I would swap these two. Now, if you carry across the 7, right, you could do that, right? You could do 11 minus 7. But if you're doing that, make sure you leave minus 2x intact. Plenty of people just disappear that minus in front of the 2. Don't do that. Right? So minus 2x is equal to 4. And then finally, we'll simply divide 4 by minus 2 and get minus 2. So it was minus 2. Oh, I think we said minus 2, sorry. Hi, Paige. How you going? Are you finished revising for Spanish tomorrow? Oh, Jay, that's what you were asking. Jay, some test centers do have e-test in it, as in you have to do answer the questions on a computer. Alright. No, boy, taking a break? Alright, no problem. Sorry, Matthew, percentage class. Percentage class. I'm not sure what you're asking me, Matthew. If you could give me a little more details, I'll be happy to see. Oh, you give up? Nah, don't give up. Just take a break and go back. It's alright. Do some jumping jack, which a funny video, but don't go down a rabbit hole. Alright? Here's a hero. Alright. So check this next one, right? Given that 3 star 6 is 12, 2 star 5 is 9, then A star B may be defined as. Okay. So if you're not sure how to work it out, right, you could try each of these. It's a little time consuming, right? Oh, you never thought of using algebra that way. Well, we learn new things all the time. Alright, let's see in Tash, for B for 23 Tash, yeah. Okay, but this one, check this, right? If I double this, right? If I multiply 2 by 3, what do I get? I want 6 plus 6.
12.
If I multiply this by 2, I get what? 4 plus 5 is? So I'm doubling a number and then adding the next one. So that's 2a plus b. Yeah, that one is a little more of a stretch for some people. Right? You have to be able to examine the relationships between the two numbers and the answer. That one can stretch you, but that's okay. Alright? Yeah, no problems. Right, so what I was saying, Saya, is if you're not sure how to work it out, you have to try each of these in turn, right? Because I'm trying to figure out how to explain this, to be honest. But I just know kind of how to do it because, well, one, I wrote this question many times, and two, I've doing maths like quite a while now. Right, so certain things tend to pop out at me a little more easily, and sometimes I can articulate how I think through, and other times it's difficult to articulate, and I can't. Right, so what I was saying is you have to look at the pattern, right? So 3 by 6 is 18, so that's not it, right? So how do we combine 3 and 6 to get 12? So what occurred to me first is that, well, 6 plus 6 is 12, 3 plus 9 is 12, alright? So maybe we could do, so check this, right? Check this, right? If I did 6 plus 3, what do I get? If I do 6 plus 3, what do I get? 9, right? And if I add it to 3, what do I get? 12. If I do 5 plus 2, what do I get? 7. And 7 plus 2 is 9. So what I did, the first number here is the A, the second is the B, right? So you can do A plus B, or B plus A, and then add A again. So if you did B plus A, and you added A again, could we not simplify A plus A? What's A plus A?
2A.
2A. And B plus 2A is the same as 2A plus B. Right? So yeah, you have to just kind of play around with the numbers. Alright? Yeah, you see it? Yeah. Yeah, to me, that's kind of what matters more about playing around with the numbers, seeing the patterns, figuring stuff out. I mean, yeah, you have your formulas and stuff, but yeah, guys, honestly, if I could show you some of the stuff I have learned in maths from my own readings, honestly, I might lose some of it, but I think some of them might have a better appreciation for it. It's not just, as they say, mental abuse to humans. It's not, honestly, it's not just that. It's not. I promise you, it's not that. It's just the time constraint you have and the quantity of the material you have to learn is not conducive to proper learning for a lot of people. Some people can get it, but not everybody. You know, I'm not trying to say people are stupid. I'm not saying that at all.
Yes, no, get that minutes.
What's that?
We understand. Some people are sure.
Alright. So this is a t, and this is to the power t here. So if you have x over y to the power t, you have minus 2 over 3 to the power 2. So when you're squaring something, what do? Multiply by itself. And when you multiply a negative by a negative, you get back a positive. And when you multiply in fractions, you multiply numerator by numerator and denominator by denominator. Minus 2 by minus 2 is positive 4, and 3 by 3 is 9. So we have 4 on it. Alright, this one here I'm going to have to write out because it's very, very hard to see. We have 3 to the 2x plus 1 is equal to 9 by 3 to the power x. Juju. Very good, Juju. Alright, so check this, right? What we're going to do is we're going to convert 9 to base 3. Right? Can 9 be expressed as 3 raised to a power? Power 2. 3 by 3 is 9, and that's 2 instances of 3 being multiplied, which can be written as 3 to the power of 2. Good. And then when it's outside the bracket, what operation is understood? The multiplying. And now, when we have the same base, 3, and you multiply, what do we do with the indices? We have to add them. Very good. So check this. If 3 to the 2x plus 1 is equal to 3 to the 2 plus x, since the bases are the same, it implies that it must stand to reason that the indices must be equal. right? So you can say therefore 2x plus 1 is equal to 2 plus x. We just drop in the what we call it, you are equating the indices. Let me drink some water. For throat hole again.
3x plus 3.
If it carries across the equal sign, we'll do.
Oh, and I'm saying that in the
Correct. So if you bring across the x on that side, it will be 2x minus x. If you carry the 1 across there, it will be 2 minus 1. And you have x equal to 1. When in doubt, write it out. Alright, ladies, we okay with that first row, that first column there? 27. Okay, given that a is equal to 3a, so a scalar multiplication. So you're multiplying each of these items by 3. and the answer is just a, right? So it'll be 3, 9, minus 9, 9, 0, 15. So that's option A. Right? So it's scalar multiplication. It is multiplying everything inside by the scalar, or the big number on the outside. The determinant of the 2 by 2 identity matrix. So to find the determinant, we have to multiply these two numbers together first, and then minus the product of these two numbers. 1 by 1 is 1, 0 by 0 is 0, 1 minus 0 is 1. So the determinant is 1. Item 29 refers to the following vectors, P and Q. So P is 3, 7, Q is minus 2, 5. The vector P minus Q is represented by, so P minus Q, right, would be 3, sorry, 1 second. So 3, 7, minus 2, 5. I think we saw this one yesterday.
Yes, we did.
Can we write on the paper? Yeah, I don't think you have a choice but to write on the paper to do the weekend. Because you can't carry in your own paper and they don't give you any paper.
What? They don't?
No. Well, as far as I know, I've asked.
They don't get anything but we
And then
why we don't just mark an question?
And they just want to see what
or they give you a multiple choice and to share the answers. That's it. And that's put into. Nah, that's too risky because people could look at the answer. So just shade in the bubbles. Like people might draw on it. There's a story about a gentleman who scored a perfect score on the SATs in the States. So same thing, they would give them the answer thing just to shade in the bubbles, right? The ABC, right? What he did was he put a very small, almost imperceptible pencil point in the middle of each bubble. What the machine was doing at that point in time was it was only looking for the correct answer. If you shaded more than one answer, then it wouldn't. I mean, okay, yeah, it wouldn't care. Or if somebody was fully shading multiple answers, they just discard it, right? But because he put in a small dot, they couldn't tell, right? So the machine couldn't tell. So he got a perfect score. I have no clue how CXC does their multiple choice, right? Page says they want you to write on the exam. The individual told us that's where they check the weekend. Page, I don't know where that individual to get that information from, but I could assure you the multiple choice. Actually, I'll make a call now. All you have to do. Alright, sorry, right, so you have 3 minus 2. So when you minus, a minus becomes a plus, right? So you have 3 plus 2 and then 7 minus 5. 3 plus 2 is 5, 7 minus 5 is 2. So that's option C, right? Yeah, Peter. I have a really quick question. When CXC correcting the multiple choice paper, do people correct it? Is a machine? Okay, cool, thank you. Okay, got it. I'll tell them. Say something. It's machines. Alright, cool. Thank you. Alright. Right, so Pedro is talking about partner who's Mark CSEC. He's saying multiple choice is created by machine. So no humans interfere with the multiple choice. So the invigilators don't know what they're talking about. Okay. Right, so we're in vectors now, boy. Alright, cool. There you go. Item 30 refers to the following parallelogram. W, X, Y, Z. In the parallelogram, xy is given by vector u. So to go from x to y, the vector is u. Remember, a vector tells us how to get from one point to another. Right? Good night, Andrew. How are you going? So then when someone come on to me, Paige, I don't know. Just smile and nod and say, yes, miss, thanks, miss. Do not take them on for anything other than, like, when to put on your pen. When to start writing, and when to stop writing. And if they're doing something wrong in the exam. Right? Where we're supposed to be working on the question paper. Yep, there's no choice. Right? Yeah. So to go from x to y, u is the direction. Right? That might sound stupid. That's it. To go from x to w, the vector is v. So that's the directions. R is the midpoint of y. So if R is the midpoint, it cuts yz into two equal halves. So WR expressed in terms, now check this. A parallelogram is a quadrilateral. June, I think it might be. Yeah, I think so. A parallelogram is a quadrilateral where the opposite sides are equal and parallel. Right? So what that means is that XW means that the vector to go from y to z is also v. Right? Now, to go from w to r, the shortest way to go is to go from w to z and then z to r. So we write that wr is equal to wz plus zr. Yeah. Right, but because it's a parallelogram, the opposite sides are equal to each other in length and parallel, which means that the vector to go from x to y is the same as the vector to go from w to z. Right, so xy is equal to wz. So the vector here is also just u. Right? Correct? That's correct, right? Right. So now going this way along there is v, sorry, right? Now we want to go from w to z and then from z to r. Now to go from z to r, are we traveling along the whole line zy or halfway? Halfway. So zr is equal to a half of zy. On top of which zy is going up, but the vector v is going down. Right? So zr, so that's so zy, is equal to the inverse of yz. So when you're going backwards along a line, you have to invert the vector. And what that means is you simply put a minus sign in front of it. Right? So wz is u. Zr is minus me? Oh.
Why would I ever say that?
1/2 z. V. Right. Right. Bunny, I do not know. I've been hearing that people are doing e-testing and doing on a laptop. I have no clue if they give you a paper. Miss Dilulu, yes, it's live there now. Where can I access paper ones? Orafula, Orafula. DM me now. I'll tell you how to find it. But I think if you check Caribbean AI, I think it's supposed to be down there. But you can let me know if you need. I might be able to point in direction. Yeah. So A is A. All right. So we're just about halfway through the paper. We have about 40 minutes left. Right. So we had to kind of continue at a bit of a pace here, guys. Right. I mean, I usually average about a minute a question, so we have about a little 10 minutes left. Alright? Some questions are pretty easy like this one. So given that 1 millimeter is 1/1000th of a meter, 2500 millimeters, right? So that's 2500 times 1/1000, right? Which is the same as 100 divided by 1000, which will cause the decimal point to shift 3 spaces to the left. So that's just 2.5. Right? The volume in centimeters cubed of a cube of edge 3. So the volume of a cube is side by side by side, which is side to the power 3. So that's 3 to the power 3, which is 3 by 3 by 3. 3 by 3 is 9, and 9 by 3 is indeed 27. Oh yeah, so you see some questions we could lay sure real easy. Hey Sarah, thanks for sharing, appreciate it. Arjun, boy, you're on the ball. Right, the perimeter of a square is 48 centimeters. What is its area? A square is equilateral, quadrilateral. All four sides are the same, right? We just call it S. So if you add up 4 S's, you get 4S. And that's the perimeter. That's equal to 48. So to find the value of S, we simply divide 48 by 4, and S is equal to 12. The area of a square is side by side. So you have 12 squared, which is 144. That's correct. We did this one yesterday. Right, item 34 refers to the following diagram of a trapezium. Okay, the area of a trapezium, so it's the sum of the two, it's half the sum of the two parallel sides. Right? So that's the two yellow sides. We call that side side A, this side side B, and the perpendicular distance between them we'll call it D. We'll call it H for height, don't matter, right? The formula for the area of a trapezium is 1/2 of the sum of the parallel. Half of 8 plus 18, then multiplied by 5. I'll give you a couple of seconds to solve it out. Alright, 8 plus 18 is 26. Half of 26 is 13. 13 by 5 is 65. Alright, 34 is very good. Arjun. Right. We look at sector, boy, what? Item 35 refers to the following diagram, which shows a sector of a circle AOB. AOB is 60 degrees, and the radius of OB is R units long. The area of AOB, okay, area of a sector is theta in degrees divided by 360 multiplied by pi r squared. So if the angle is 60, so you have 60 over 360 degrees multiplied by pi r squared. Zeros will cancel. 6 into 36 goes 6 times, right? So it's 1/6 pi r squared, which is option B. Right, so some of them, like I said, some of them nice and simple. Trini Brown 905, how you doing? Alright, ladies, are we okay with the solutions on this page? What's that face about now? Oh, nah. Alright, Jaden, talk to me. We good there? With this page. Oh. Jaden, you there? Alright, cool. Shanika, sir. How you doing? Alright, cool. Let me go again. Item 36 refers to the following diagram, which shows a compound shape made up of a rectangle and two identical semicircles. So clearly, the rectangle is in the sandwich between. So it looks like one of those erasers. But this thing, well, this is not erasing, so I have to pressure it down square. Wow, okay. You all seen the eraser? It's on strike. This is not using either? Oh. No, so I'm pressure. Right. And these two are the identical semicircles, right? So what that means is that if you have two semicircles, two halves make a whole, right? The perimeter of the figure above in terms of pi. Okay, so check this, right? The perimeter is the total distance around the shape, right? So that's this piece here, which is how much? 15. This piece here, which is also 15. Now they tell you that from this edge, sorry, from Venus. Alright. No, I said Venus. There was a show. No, it's Venus.
Like the name?
Venus. There was a show back in the end called Venus and Butthead. It was a kind of dumb show, but it was quite popular. And the guy, so the guy called Butthead, he's like, Venus, what are you doing? Anyhow, yeah. So check it, right? If the distance from this piece here to this piece here is 15, and then from the outside to the outside is 27, right? The difference between 27 and 15 is 12, right? Which means this distance here had to be 6, and this distance here had to be 6 as well, not so? And what is that distance in the context of the circle? That is the radius, right? And again, we want to find the distance, the perimeter, which means distance around. So we'd have to find the what? The circumference of the circle, right? The circumference of the circle is equal to, well, you can do 2 pi by r. So that's 2 pi by 3. And 2 by 3 will give us what? That's 6 pi, right? And then you're going to add that to 15 and 15. So we have the perimeter, which is 6 pi plus 30. And if you factor out the 6, you get pi plus 5 on the inside. And that's option A. 6 by 5 plus pi. So 5 plus pi and pi plus 5 is the same thing, right? La bien. Arjun saying C. I don't know. I'm going to double check. Because Arjun was giving us some good answers just now. But La bien on TikTok also gave me good answers. So let me double check that one, right? So 15, 15 plus the circumference. 15, 15 is 30, right? The circumference is 2 pi r or pi by diameter, right? That's 2 by 6, that's 12. Wait, how do I get 3? It's 6, and 2 by 6 is what? 12. So it's 12 pi. Hey, Arjun, thanks very much. That's C. Yeah, no, the print quality isn't that great. No, but I didn't know how I made that mistake, no? I said 6 and I wrote 3. Yeah, so guys, that's also why it's important to check over your work, alright? Yeah, C. Oh, we should play football, like I like football. We should play cricket league, you know? Unless when you trap the ball, it's kept with your foot. Then you had to talk to the feet, you know?
You know, like you said, it's about catching ball, football, you know, catching you. Cricket, you gotta catch the ball, so the ball is you. She don't understand.
She should, if you put it so that you know, on the desk, it should be under 6. Instead of under, it should be under 6. Oh. Okay. The area of a rectangle is 53.6 centimeters squared. Right, if the length is multiplied by 4 and the width is half, then the area, okay, check this, right? How do we find the area of a rectangle? Length multiplied by breadth. The area they gave us is 53.6, not so? But then they told us that the length, what if the length is multiplied by 4, so you have 4 multiplied by the length, and the width is halved, which means you put in, sorry, they're using width, let me use W. The width is halved, so you divide it by 2. So check this, right? 2 can cancel with 4 2 times, right? So when you simplify here, you get 2 by L by W. And we know that L by W was already 53.6. So all we have to do is multiply 2 by 53.6. I think it's 107.2. Very good. Good job, Arjun. Yo! Yeah, no problem. There you go again. No. Leave us. Sorry. Right. The area of a rectangle is 53.6, right? Area of a rectangle is length multiplied by width. Yeah? They told us that the area is 53.6 and L by W is just LW, right? They then told us that the length is multiplied by 4. That's going to give us 4L, right? And then the width is halved, which means you divide it by 2, right? Right, so when you find a new area by multiplying these two things together, the 2 will cancel with the 4 2 times, and then 2L by W is just 2LW, right? But we already know that LW is 53.6, so the new area is just 2 multiplied by 53.6. Make sense now? Alright, cool. Well, look. Okay, so check. What you can do is break up 53.6 into 50 plus 3 plus 0.6. Just multiply each of them by 2. 50 by 2 is 100. 3 by 2 is 6. 6 by 2 is 12, but you have is 1.2. And then just add them back. 100 plus 6 is 106, plus 1 is 107.2. Okay? Alright, cool. Item, hey, we suggested anyway. Item 38 refers to the following diagram, which consists of a triangle resting on a square of side 5 centimeters, right? Oh, so there's 5, there's 5, there's 5, and there's 5 on top here, which is the base of the triangle, right? If the height of the triangle is 4, what is the total area? Okay, total area will be the area of the triangle plus the area of the square. Area of the square is simple, side by side. 5 by 5 is equal to 25. This one here is base, which is 5 by height, all divided by 2. 2 could go into 4 2 times, and 5 by 2 is 10. And 10 plus 25 is 35. How do you mean add? 53.6 plus 53.6 is 107.2. Yeah, because you have star which is multiplied. Oh yeah, 107.2, that's correct. But that's not 53.6 multiplied by itself. Right? That's if you add it to itself. Okay, ladies, are we okay with this page? Are we okay with this page? Right? Jaden, talk to me. Are we okay with this page? Oh, Alyssa, I thought I pinned the comment. Oh, it's only pinned for a minute. So how that guy get his on to stay up longer? Right. Right. 39. Okay, items 39 and 40 refer to the following frequency distribution, which shows the average mass in kilograms of a group of school children. Okay, so this is group data. We know it's group data because if we look at these things here, these are called class intervals, right? So you have 28 people in the first interval, 40 in the second, etc. The number of children who have a mass less than or equal to 40 is these two. Less than or equal to 40 means 40 or less, including 40. So 28 and 40 is simply 68. The upper boundary of the median class. Okay, to find the median class. Now how many kids in all? Alright, we gotta do a CF. Let's do a CF. So in the first one it's just gonna be the same 20. Now 28 and 40 is 68. 68 and 12 is 80. Yeah, okay. So 100 and if you take 132 and just divide that by 2, we get 66. So we're looking for where the 66 reading is, and that's actually in this one here. Because this one here has from 29 to 68. This is 1 to 28 here. This will be 69 to 80. This will be 81 to 114, and this will be 115 to 132. Alright. F with G. It's technically already posted. It's in progress. And once the live ends, it'll be posted automatically, yes. The number of children have a mass less than or equal to 40 kilograms, right? So look, the top row here is the masses, right? So less than or equal to 40, right, will only be these two batches here, not so? The number in the first batch is 28, the number in the second batch is 40. 28 plus 40 is 68. Yeah? They don't have a probability, they just have a number of people. Right? So the upper boundary of the median class. Right, so the median class is the second interval, right? And the upper class boundary is 40.5. The upper limit is 40 and the upper class boundary is 0.5 above that. Alright, go over number 40. Alright, cool. So they want to know the median class. The median class is the class where the median lies. The median is the item halfway in the distribution. What I mean by that is when we added up all these numbers here, right? 28 plus 40 plus 12 plus 34 plus 80, we got 132 people in total. The median is the halfway point. So when you divide 132 by 2, you get 66. So in the first batch, 21 to 30, you had 28 people responding. In the next batch, you have 40. But in all, you have 68. 28 plus 40 is 68, right? Now, in the first batch, you had the first 28 people, 1 to 20. In the second batch, you had 29 to 68. So the 66 person must be inside that batch. Alright? So I hope that clears it up. Okay. Alright, so we're about 2/3 of the way through the paper. We have 20 more to go in about 20 minutes. So yeah. We're on the clerk. I'm talking about Mrs. Clark. Ms. Clark arranged the 15 test scores of her students in order of size and selected the 8th score for reporting purposes. Which of the following statistical measures did Ms. Clark obtain? The median. Alright, if you have 15 items, right, and you selected the 8th item, you have 7 items here, 7 here, and 1 in the middle. That's the median. The median cuts the data set into 2 equal halves. So you have the same number of items before the median and the same number of items after the median. Pie chart drawn below, drawn to scale, so you can actually take your protractor and measure the angles here. Shows how a student used 12 hours in studying English, maths, French, and geography. The amount of time spent studying math is approximately, so that angle there looks like approximately 90 degrees, which is 1/4. So you find 1/4 12. That's 3 hours. Very good, Juju. We could go with a geometry. Lily, the only thing you can't go in with is your calculator. So, yeah. If the mean of 4 numbers, 4, 8, x, and 12 is 10, then x is equal to 60.
Yes, I got it.
Right. So 4 plus 8 plus x plus 12 all divided by is 12. 12 plus 12 is 24. Alright, so you have x plus 24. Right, and then we could also multiply by 4 to clear out the denominator, so that's 40. To solve for x, you have to just simply minus 24 from both sides, so you get 16, yeah? Alright, ladies, are we okay with what's on this page? Alright, yeah. Well, Jaden, I seen you're still on, but like you step away or you fall asleep or something. Right, if you're good, let me know. Please and thanks. Item 44 refers to the following table, which shows the results of a survey of 100 persons from two major ethnic groups, P and R. Respondents were interviewed about their attitude towards mathematics. Attitude: positive, neutral, negative, total. So ethnicity, P and R. So you got 37 positive in total, 20 neutral in total, 43 negative in total. A respondent is selected at random. What is the probability he has a positive attitude towards mathematics? So total positive is 37 out of 100, right? 0.37. Correct. Very good, Alyssa. Alright. Yeah, Arjun's still in the game, right? The point where a linear function crosses the horizontal axis is the x-intercept. The vertical axis will be the y-intercept. Alright? The equation of a straight line which passes through that point and has a gradient of 4, right? So the gradient intercept form is this: y equal to mx plus c, where m is the gradient and c is the y-intercept. So the gradient is 4 and the y-intercept lies on the y-axis. And at every point on the y-axis, x is equal to 0. So this point here lies on the y-axis, which means by default, that is the y-intercept. 4x plus 5. Where do the following as linear function? A. C and D are out. C and D are non-linear, they are curves. Right? Right? There's something called the vertical line test. If you draw a vertical line and it's only hitting the actual function at one point, then that's a linear function. Oh, come on, could you erase? Right, this one here, if you were to draw a vertical line, it would hit the entire line. It will touch all the points on that line, which means it's not a function. That's a relation. 46 is C, very good. Alright, ladies, are you all okay with what's on this page here? 44, 40, 45, and 46 and 47. Yeah? Alright. We saw this one yesterday. The coordinates of the max point. So that's the max point. That's the max point here, right? X coordinate is 2, y coordinate is 4. So 2, 4, which is option A. That's 48, 49. A line L is parallel to this line. What is the gradient of that line L? Okay, so we want to rearrange this in the form. Sorry, one second. In the form. How come the man who do that? Y equals to m by x plus c. So we can read off the gradient. So if we start off with 3x minus 7y minus 9 equals 0. The first thing I would do is carry across the y term. Then I would divide everything by 7. Alright, so it's 3 over 7 looks like. Can I go back to which one? The end of which number you want to see? 40, yeah, 49 is C, that's correct. Hey Danny, how you doing? Alright, so yeah, 40, well, that's 47 if you could believe it. No, it's 48, sorry. Yeah. We good? Alright. Yeah, 49 was this one. Cool. Alright. Okay, so after this one we do last time. If g of x is 7x minus 3 divided by 5, g of minus 6, so you're going to simply substitute minus 6 into the function and rewrite it as an x, right? 7 by minus 6 is minus 42. Minus 42 minus 3 is minus 45. A minus divided by a plus is a minus, and 45 divided by 5 is 59. Right, this is x cubed. Yeah, we did. So basically, yeah, if you do minus 2 cubed, that's minus 2 by minus 2 by minus 2. Now minus by minus is a plus, but then you have to multiply by a minus again, so carry it back to be negative. Same with minus 1, you get minus 1 cubed is minus 1. 0 to any power is just 0. 1 to any power is just 1. 2 cubed is 2 by 2 by 2. So minus 8 minus 1, 0, 1, 8. D is correct. Very good. Which of the following pairs of lines is perpendicular? Right, so to tell that, when two lines are perpendicular, if you multiply, if we let m be the gradient, if you multiply the gradients of the two lines, if they are indeed mutually perpendicular, the product is minus 1. Alright, so definitely not B, because B has the same coefficients, the same gradient. For this one, alright, so if we were to, so y is equal to minus 4x plus 10. And then I have 4y is equal to x plus 1. If I divide by 4 on both sides, and if I take minus 4 and multiply by a quarter, I am indeed going to get minus 1. Okay, up in here, C. Scroll down more. Sorry, Shy Pretty, I didn't see when you said that. So you want to see what, 51 or 52? Oh, you got the whole thing of 52? Oh, okay. Alright, so no. Well, it's not box on water. Oh, okay, cool, no problem. Alright. Okay, just give me 1 sec. I'm gonna just. Yeah. 1 Peter 2 verse 9, boy. What that says? Therefore, religious cells of all malice and hypocrisy and against slander. Another difference. We must change our understanding of movement. Okay, interesting. Thanks for that. Right. 53D. If the sum of the interior angles of a polygon is 4 right angles, then the polygon is a Alright guys, we're in the last few questions there, so yeah, we'll probably finish on time. Tomorrow, I know some of you all have physics and Spanish in the afternoon from 1, right, and then evening in the morning, so it's multiple choice, so it's 9 to after, so if I have to ask 12, you come in or no? You don't have to, I just ask them. Okay, cool. Yeah, because we already organized the babysitter, so she coming from 10 o'clock to 2 o'clock, so Anyhow, I'll see. Item 54 refers to the following diagram of a transformation. What transformation maps PQR onto? So that's simply a reflection, right? So if you had your is so reflection. Sorry, 53. Really. 53 was D. Right? And this is some of the interior angles of a point. It's 4 right angles. So 4 by 9 is 360 as a quadrilateral. Alright? Okay. 55. Following diagram of an isosceles triangle. So the 30 and 30 we get 60, right? 180 minus 60 is 120 degrees. Item 56 refers to the following pair of similar triangles. Okay. The length MO. Okay, hold on. Give me a second. In similar triangles, right, there's a scale factor between the what we call the corresponding. What is going on with this thing? Okay, let's do this. So the orange and blue side correspond, but we need to know the scale factor, and that's actually quite easy. Look at this length here and this length here. Those two lengths correspond. How many times bigger is this than that? 2 times bigger. So you can take 6 over 3 to give me the scale factor of big to small and multiply by 7. Sorry, no. Sorry. Right. Sorry, we want to find the blue one, right? Now, which triangle is that? The small or the bigger one? So you want to scale down. So you'll take small over big. That'll give you a half. And then you'll multiply that by the bigger length to the corresponding length that you want. And a half of 7 is just 3.5. So that's correct. Sorry. Yeah, no problem, Salome. Yeah, Salome, I'm going to finish in like 6 minutes, but the live will be up after, so you can always browse it, right? But feel free to screenshot. The image of point 1, 2 under a translation 5 minus 4. 5 minus 5 minus 4 is, okay. So check it. We went from 1 to minus 5 and from 2 to minus 4. So if you think about it, right, it's like 1 plus something is equal to minus 5. So to define something, you'll subtract 1 from both sides, not so? Aha. Well, the only answer minus 6 is A. If we did the same thing for B, sorry, for 2. So 2 plus something is minus 4. To solve for that something, you'll subtract 2 from both sides of the equation.
What?
Well, 30 and 30 is 60, right? And the sum of the interior angles is 180. So 180 minus 60 is 120, yeah? Okay. A surveyor sets up his instruments 12 meters from the foot of a building and records the angle of elevation of the top of the building. So the 12 meters is between, so this is 12 here, right? What? Did I not? No, I did not. Well, did it yesterday? Yeah, it's 90. A plane. So 0, 90, 180, 270. Right? So the plane is flying in a 45-degree direction, right? changes course in a clockwise direction to 135. So we could simply do 135 minus 45 from here. Sorry, what? Okay, cool. What? Yeah, thank you, sorry. Alright, so we have just enough time to sort this out, right? Right, so the 12 meters is from here to here. Okay. That's our horizontal distance. And so sorry. That 12 meters, which is this distance here. Okay, so no. It's the same as this distance. Okay. Here. Okay. An estimate of the height of the building can be obtained by. Alright, so first things first. If you go in this triangle here, and you find this piece here, that's just a piece of the height, not so? You'd have to add 1.6 meters to it, right? So right away we can eliminate C and D, not so? The next question is, okay, look, this is the 40-degree angle we have here, and we have this 12-meter distance here. Relative to 40, this is the opposite side. This is the hypotenuse here, and this is the adjacent. Now we neither are looking for nor do we have the hypotenuse. Alright? 58. Did I not do that already? Yeah, sorry Lisa, who teach physics? I have a physics teacher. Yeah, sorry, Riri. Yeah. So therefore, alright, so we are neither looking for nor do we have the hypotenuse, so we need opposite and adjacent. Which ratio uses opposite and adjacent? Oh, sorry, I get tan. So we know two things. You have to add 1.6 and we're using tan. So the only possible answer here is B. And item 6 to refers to that. Right, so check this, right? We have a Z angle happening there. This is 30 degrees as well. Salome. Oh, okay, cool. Right. The diagram above shows that the angle of depression is 30 degrees. If x is 10 meters, the height y is, right? So again, this is our tan one, right? Because look, this is what they want, right? Relative to the angle, right? That's opposite. This is adjacent. Right? The hypotenuse, we neither are looking for nor do we have. So, an opposite and adjacent use tan. So, the only possible answer there can be this. So, the tan 30 is equal to an opposite over 10, so it's 10 by tan 30, yeah. Right. So, 58. 19. May 2022, sorry. May 2021. Alright guys, so tomorrow I believe we're supposed to have a 12 to 2. Right. Yeah, Lumic, yeah, supposed to be 12 tomorrow. I'm sorry, live tomorrow, 12 to 2. right? Okay, so there comes 10. I was trying to get to do like a 10 to 4, but she have to go and do her hair for 5 o'clock in Sawa, right? So she'll leave by 3 o'clock. But I figured 10 o'clock was a better time for her to come, so she'll come 10, I'll stay till about 11 and come across and set up so we can start by 12. Yeah. Alright. Alright, Jada, now go on there, right? Hopefully see you tomorrow. Or do you have Spanish? Then I get you. Alright, no worries.
Yes, yeah, coming in tomorrow.
Are you coming? Alright, good. Well, about 12, right?
Yeah, man.
Alright, later. Alright. Yeah. So folks, thanks for joining. Alright, so tomorrow is May 2023. I'm hoping to have a Saturday session 10 to 12. We'll do the May 2024. And then every day next week, Monday to Thursday, we're going to do a paper half 6 to half 8, and probably the January papers ending with Jan 2025. Sanpai, yeah, oh, thanks to Kenny, yeah. Can I see from 1 to 6? Didi, the go, real sorry. Didi, you're live up on YouTube already, right? Sanpai, yeah, but here we're going on Sanpai. That chat is my class chat, and that's for my paying clients, right? So, if you want to, tomorrow what time? 12 p.m. to 2 p.m. Right? But Sanpai, you can always DM me and we could have a chat and see what's going on with that, right? But yeah. But you know, Sanpai, you can always I think I have somebody's up on my Instagram, You know, check my Instagram now. I don't know, I hope I label properly. I think I did label them. Right? It's the same handle, Adapt Tuition. Alright? If they're cool, if not, send me a DM. Right? Because I don't mind giving all the answers, it's not a problem. But the chat itself, that's the class chat. You know, you could always join temporarily and support. Same name on YouTube, yeah, Adapt Tuition. Yeah. Yeah, if you don't want to support, you can always yeah. Yeah, they could always send a little funds. Oh, Sanpai, no, Jordan. Okay, how you doing? Lovely. Yeah, Jordan was in my PUA class. Alright, YouTube. I'll go on there. I'll see all your